So, and yes, I do understand that my toboggan and my shirt clash. That wasn't lost on me. However, it's not like I'm going to the Piggly Wiggly or anywhere, so it's good. It's good. So this is the video that I promised. I promised you a video, and here it is. Um, but first, before I get started, I was actually on the interwebs looking at things. I like to do that. I like to look at things, and I ran across a video of a man in California who has a YouTube channel, and I'll post the link to the video in the comments below. He decided to conduct a little experiment where he posed as a homeless person sitting on a sidewalk. And he was holding a sign that basically said, "No one ever became poor from giving." And as people would walk by him, he would offer to give them money and bless them and tell them to have a good day. It was absolutely atrocious. Atrocious. How many people were just downright nasty and mean to him and cussed him and threw the money back at him. And there was one guy who was parking his car, and so the guy walks across the street and offers to pay his meter for him. The guy is completely nasty and looks at the car and says, "You see what that is? That's a Mercedes-Benz. You need to work your way up." After he had just tried to do a kind gesture, he's going to be nasty. There was only one lady in the video, which, I mean, I'm sure there was probably more. I hope there was more. But there was one lady who was nice, and he had handed her the money, and he said, "This is all I have, but let me give it to you and make myself feel rich for the day." Well, she at first was going to kind of blow him off, but when he said that, she got in her purse, she got down to his level and talked to him and said, "You know what, you need that money. You go buy yourself some breakfast," and got into her purse and said, "Take a few more dollars so that I can feel rich for the day," which I thought was really sweet. And then there was another guy who was really, really sweet, and he was a businessman, and he was very sweet about it. And he said he gave the money back and took some more money out of his pocket and said, "You know what a great message. You know, two people out of all the ones that he stopped, or at least the ones that he showed, were kind about it." And this was Los Angeles, and of course, you know, that's a place that's notorious for being, you know, egocentric and this, that, and the other. But I gotta tell you, that kind of stuff, it hurts my heart because it's just a glaring reminder that we live in a society where people are just mean-hearted and mean-spirited. And, you know, what happened to "Am I my brother's keeper"? You know, what happened to just be kind to one another? You know, kindness generates kindness, and so forth and so on. But when someone tries to do something kind and nice, and it's met with such contempt and anger, and I, it hurts. It hurts my heart. I hope the people in that video somehow, because the video went viral, I hope they see themselves and realize, you know what, I'm a prick. So I hope that for them. Something else, and I'm sure you guys have seen in your Facebooks and such, a lot of the hoopla surrounding these establishments in various places like Indiana, um, who have refused services to the gay people. There was a pizza place, and then there was a bakery. And the pizza place, when they refused, it was like a catering thing, and I think I made a video about that. Gay people don't eat pizza at weddings. We just don't. But anyway, honey, all the Christian supporters, you know, was right there and created a GoFundMe account, and I think they actually, at last count, raised like $1 million to give to this pizza place who um refused to give pizza to the gays. And then there was a bakery who it was pretty much the same situation. However, their GoFundMe account, GoFundMe shut that down and said, no, you're violating something, something. But anyway, they had raised almost $50,000 for them. Here's my thing. Folk can do what they want to with their money. Folk can refuse to sell the pizza. I mean, y'all have that right. I don't have to agree with it. Um, but if you feel that your religious beliefs are that important, or you feel infringed upon, and you feel like you don't have to serve people, even though you're in business, that's your thing. What bothers me about that is all the Christian, and I'm using air quotes, all the Christian people who ran to give money, give money, give money to these people because, this, that, and the other. I looked online, the food banks in those areas, um, they don't receive that kind of money. The charities and they don't receive that kind of money. So my question is, in order for people to come up out of their pocket, does there have to be some sort of righteous indignation before people can help somebody? I said, and I've even seen several memes and such on the interwebs talking about how great would it be, like there was a one of a food pantry that the shelves were empty and it said, where's all the Christians? You want to talk about giving and the spirit of giving and the spirit of taking care of one another, and that's why you're donating the money to all these establishments that are getting slapped down for discrimination or shutting because of whatever. Where are you here? Because obviously, the homeless issue is relevant. Um, but people don't want to appropriate funds for that, but they'll give it. I don't know. I guess I just look at our society and wonder sometimes where the priorities are. We get so pissed off. We get so pissed off over, well, what do you mean, you're going to get in trouble for not selling, whatever to the gay people. Here, let's give you money for that. Why not get pissed off over people going hungry? I'd be more pissed off over that. I'd be more pissed off over living in a society such a rich society where we can afford billions. The entertainment industry can afford billions of dollars to make movies and music and videos, and in a society where we pay sports players millions of dollars because they can dribble a ball or because they can, but yet we have people starving to death. We have people dying in the streets. We have people going to bed hungry. We have people going to bed under a bridge. We can't do anything about that. But now we can make movies and spend $4 million on them, but we can't help the homeless. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not suggesting that you go out and try to save every homeless person that you see. I'm not suggesting that you go out and give up your life savings to help another. But I'm saying, if you see somebody that's homeless, number one, don't be mean to them. Try to put yourself in their position, and how would you feel if you were scared and hungry and alone on the streets? Give them some money, give them a sandwich, give them a coat, give them a blanket, give them, and not so that you can come back and put it on Facebook about how awesome you are because you gave a homeless person a blanket, but do it because it's in your heart. Do it because it's the spirit of giving. Do it because it's the right freaking thing to do. It's the right thing to do. And if you want to get pissed off over some, I was going to say a bad word, but I won't. If you want to get pissed off over something that is infuriating and give money to something, do it for something that matters. Do it for something that's going to mean something. Here's the thing. If I choose to discriminate against you, and that's my belief, then that's my belief. I don't need you to give me money for that. And that's what's going on in these situations. These companies are like, well, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Because it goes against my religious whatever. And all these people run into the rescue of, well, we'll give you $1 million. Meanwhile, there's somebody dying in the street. People, wake up. If you're going to get pissed off about something, get pissed off for the right reasons. Jesus, I mean, it's the kind of stuff that makes you want to crawl into a rock and never come out. You know, I think that's why so often I love posting stuff on the Facebook that showcases that the human spirit is still alive and that empathy is still alive and that there are people in this world that are willing to go to bat and take care of other people, not for any other reason than because it is the right thing to do. All right, I'm getting on a soapbox. Let's talk about Shonda Rhimes. And before I get started, I understand and I know that Patrick Dempsey apparently was ready to leave the show. I dig all that. I get it. But you know what? You could have, Shonda, you could have come at it a better way, girl. You could have. And by now, I'm sure everybody has seen Grey's Anatomy. I'm sure they have seen this episode, so I don't feel like there's any spoiling to be done. So by this point, y'all know that McDreamy died and was in a car accident after he stopped at a car accident to help people. And then she's going to turn around and have him get hit by a truck. You know, it's crazy how invested we get in these television shows. And then when something like this happens, it's like, dude, you just killed a member of my family or something. What the hell were you thinking? So, yeah, there's a lot of people distraught. I've heard a lot of, I'm never watching it again. I'm still going to watch it just because I'm nosy. But I'm very, very destroyed emotionally right now over this. And I do think that somebody needs to contact Sandra Oh, and y'all need to beg her to come back. Because if you want to take away my McDreamy, at least bring the Yang back. And I know that some of y'all didn't like her. I loved her. That's all that matters. For me, anyway. So. Bitches. And lastly, I'm really hoping that this YouTube thing does not shut me down. Because if it does, I'm going to get real upset. The whole Bruce Jenner interview that was on last night. No, last night. I'm pleasantly surprised to see that there has not been a lot of hateful things in my newsfeed. So either my friends are softer and kinder and gentler, or the pages I subscribe to are, or people were a lot more okay with it than I figured they would be. I did see a few little snarky, things that people had posted, and a few little hateful things, but you're going to expect that. You expect that to happen. And here's the thing, and people calling him a freak and yada yada yada. Okay, well here's my thing. Here's my not really, well, sort of my question to you. You know, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow? Let's say that you're a dude, and you woke up tomorrow, and absolutely 100% every little thing inside you, every little synapse, every little fiber felt like you were in the wrong body. And you felt trapped, and you're like, what the hell is all this? You know, that's what it's like for a trans person. It's not about being a freak. It's not about some freaky sex thing. It's about feeling like you're in the wrong body, and it's about your outsides matching your insides, and it's about living your truth. But in a society where anything like that, especially if you're a public figure, people are going to look and whisper and talk and make fun and ridicule and in some cases hurt or kill. I mean, we could get into the statistics about the homicide rates of trans people. It's mind-boggling because it infuriates people for whatever reason. It infuriates people to the point that they are willing to take a person's life behind it. Live and let live, people. Jesus, it's not. I don't know. But I, for one, I commend him because and I say him because he's at the point now he is not ready. He's beginning his transition, but for now he does want to be referred to as he. He's not completely changed the pronouns yet, but he told her in the interview that he's working towards that, and when the time comes, So be it, but he doesn't want this big, crazy confusion. Well, what do we say, he, she, or whatever? He's very clear about how he wants his transition to go. And that's brave. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's brave. You may disagree with it. You completely have the right to disagree with it. But this kid right here, my hat's really not off to him right now because of this hair. But I think it's incredibly brave what he's doing. It's got to be scary. So scary. I mean, he's 65 years old and he's lived his entire life in a body that wasn't his. Imagine that. Think about that for 2 seconds, and then call him a freak. You know, that's not freakish. It's tragic. It's tragic to live your entire life trapped in a body that's not really yours, and having to make do with it because that's what society tells you to do. So for him to be 65 years old and to come out and say this is my truth, amen. Rock on. So that's what I think. I probably could go into further detail, but the YouTube scares me. It does like to shut me down. We all know this. So, but anyway, there it is. I'm gonna finish drinking my coffee. I'm gonna finish tidying it up, and then I'm gonna make me a Gordon Ramsay steak. He made this steak on the YouTubes, and with the butter and the thyme and the crushed garlic, and I think that's what we'll have for dinner, and with some asparagus. So, then I'm gonna watch some TV. So there you go. Hope everybody's having a good day. And my message, here's my message for the day. Okay? Be kind. We don't have to agree with every little thing that everybody else does. We don't all have to sit around holding hands, singing the kumbaya and all that other bullshit. But you know what? Be nice. Be kind. Every person that you encounter is somebody's brother, somebody's sister, somebody's mama, somebody's daddy, somebody's something. And remember the golden rule. It's simple, might seem stupid to you, but treat other people the way you want to be treated. And if you don't have anything nice to say, shut your frickin' mouth and keep on trucking. The world has too much ugliness in it without any of the rest of us adding to it. So just be nice. Be kind. That is all.